Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Quinn here, Valhalla Outfitter, valhallaoutfitter.com or shop at shop.valhallaoutfitter.com. We don't stock these in the store. We really are more inclined to sell you the things that will get you outside, out on the trail for big adventuring. But I do have a watch affliction, so I do like to share when new things come through my hands. This is the SPB 451, the latest iteration of the Seiko 62 Mass. Mass is for Seiko Matic, MA Matic, and then self-dating is the S. This is the 1965 original iconic dive watch from Seiko, and this is the new iteration. I have had 3 SPB 143s. I bought one, really liked it, just wasn't sure I had a place for it, so I sent it down the trail. Then I missed it so much I got another one. I've really been working on getting down to a one watch collection. Let it go, tried one more time, and part of it for me was that I was just getting incredibly spotty accuracy, which in a watch that's over $1,000 I just can't handle. Although I was getting into those SPBs closer to like 750 or 800, one of which was the J model, the Japanese domestic market model. One was running fast, I think maybe a little outside of spec. One was running fast right at the bubble of spec, and then one was pretty much spot on. This is the new one, slightly reduced in terms of the case size. Now it comes in at 40 mils instead of 40.5 mils. The height has dropped to an even 13 mils from 13.2, and then the lug to lug distance, the length of the watch has dropped to 46.4, which I think is over a full mil, and it has the slightly larger power reserve at plus 2 hours. I don't really care about that, frankly. You will also notice the date now is at the 4, between the 4 and the 5 down there in the corner. I was very resistant to that new date window. Let's see if we can get you a little better lighting too. I was very resistant to that date window at first, but now when I look at it, the watch face is just simply more symmetrical with it moved. You can have a symmetrical loomed indice right there, index, and the date window, the color of the background of the date window matches the watch face, so it kind of melts away until you want to use it, then you notice that it's there. So I was very reluctant to embrace that at first, but I've actually come to like it a little bit more. I opted for the blue. I gotta say the gray is really stunning, the gray sunburst. That's how the original was, but I have a black face watch. That BB58 is my kind of my usual. This is for being out and about adventuring and, you know, living an active lifestyle, which I am known to do, and I did like the blue. You can see the blue is pretty stunning, changes kind of color. In darker light it almost takes on a super duper dark navy or black hue, but then when it gets hit by the light it does really show off, and it's pretty stunning. The big question for me was, is this thing going to be accurate, right? I can get a Longines Hydro Conquest right now for around $1,200 that is COSC. I can get a Certina DS action diver, and as part of the Swatch group they take advantage of economies of scale, so it has a pretty good movement. I could get a Baltic if I wanted kind of the vintage vibe, and the Baltic and the Certina would be less money than this, and I'm sure that they are as accurate. For initial accuracy testing, I had it yesterday in the dial up position. Over 2 hours it gained 0 seconds. Crown down, 0 seconds in 2 hours. It really did not like dialed down. It gained 2 seconds in 1 hour. Then it lost back 1 second when it was crown up. And then I flipped it back up, and over the next 10 hours, it gained half a second. So after all those positions in about 18 hours, it was plus 1.5 seconds. I can tolerate that. I then sized it. That was enough for me to pull the stickers off and say, okay, we'll give it a chance. I sized it. I did go for a pretty vigorous 3-mile walk. So it was, I guess, crowned down as I'm in the walking position like that with pretty vigorous movement. And in that 3-mile walk, I was an hour and 10 minutes or something. It did gain 4 seconds. I don't know if that's a product of the vigorous motion, because this is brand new and it does take mechanical watches some time to settle. A little bit unnerving though. I know that my tutor wouldn't do that, but it could be because it's brand new. So we'll give it some time, or it could also be that they have this thing so that when it's in a certain position, it may gain some time, but then when it's in, say, wrist up because you are typing, it will give it back. So we'll have to see how it does over a little more prolonged time. I have a 6.75 inch wrist that does swell to 6.96 when the heat and humidity are fired up. This is not a quick adjustment clasp. This has 2 micro adjustments. I did not mess with it. It is on the biggest. I took 2 links out of each side and then noticed that my clasp was off kilter and I was a little loose. So I took 1 more link out of the other side and it fits just about perfectly. I suppose I could consider taking out 1 more link and then tightening the micro adjustment, but right now it's good. Fits just right. You can tell that the thing is a little bit leaner than the 143 version. The 143 felt that the edges were maybe, I don't know, a little sharper. And this does feel like it is slightly reduced in size on the wrist, and it wears very comfortably. The bracelet is reasonably nice. The clasp itself with the safety flip, medium nice, I'll say. It's not great, right? But they're reasonably well finished. It does feel like they're stamped and not milled. The bracelet's actually pretty reasonably comfortable. I do like the smaller links. It gives you the opportunity to size it a little differently. And then having those smaller links means you have more pivot points, so it can kind of go around your wrist and hug it pretty comfortably. No exhibition case back. They did redesign it so that the watch is slightly slimmer, and the performance measure that was increased on this version is that now it is water resistant down to 300 meters, which is a pretty big improvement over the 200 meters that you got originally. Overall, you know, I don't know with this accuracy situation. We'll see if it settles down. I probably won't keep it unless it tightens up a little bit as it gets worn in. You're going to want to be thinking about, like, you buy this because the heritage and you buy this because it looks great, is super robust. The movement is robust, as they say. But for the money, I want accuracy on top of it. So we'll see how she does in that department after we give it some time on the wrist. But this is a great watch. Go anywhere, do anything. You could wear it to the office. You could wear it on the weekend, wear it on vacation. Probably not such a high dollar item that you would risk maybe, you know, somebody robbing you for it. Not such a high dollar item that you would cry a river if you lost it at the bottom of the ocean. But nice enough that you can take some pride of ownership. The crown, it is a screw down crown. Operates very smoothly, and so does the winding mechanism, is also very smooth. I've played with some of these, and sometimes that screw down crown can feel almost a little bit gritty. This one is super smooth. I think the finishing on this, at least, is slightly better than on those SPB 143s. I think maybe they just refine their processes ever so slightly. Great watch. There's no 2 ways around it in terms of looks, function, wearability. Just the overall, the 40 millimeter case size, 20 millimeter lug width, and around a 46 millimeter lug to lug, just hitting everything right in the Goldilocks zone. The only question for me is going to be the accuracy. Again, it is that 6R55 movement, slight improvement over the 6R35, with the only discernible difference to me anyway is that 2 additional hours of power reserve, which I don't care much about. I'll report it back after a couple of weeks, give you an update on accuracy and overall happiness and wearability after we've had a little chance to examine it over a longer period of time. Hope this helped you. You know, subscribe to the channel, like the video. It helps the content. Like to keep this stuff coming for you. Again, we don't sell watches. I'm just a watch aficionado, and I thought this might help you make an informed decision if you're evaluating whether or not you want to get the latest update to the 62 mass. I would say if you have an SBP 143 or that generation and you are happy with it and it is a good timekeeper for you, probably the refinements on this watch aren't enough to justify the update. If you are in between getting the older version and the newer version, 100 meters more of water resistance, if that matters to you, more symmetrical dial layout, if that matters to you. Although for some people, the deal killer is that moved date window. I will tell you, I don't actually really notice it. And it also, that goofy automatic 3-day text on there, seems like these days everybody wants to put a litany on their case. I am happy with the less is more philosophy. So either one is a great choice. The gray dial is really striking. If you like blue, you're going to have to get the new one because I don't think the old ones came in blue. You can't go wrong with black. I think either one would be great. If you care about the extra water resistance and you like the refined, slightly smaller size of the new one, then obviously get the new one. But either way, I don't think you will be disappointed. It's all going to come down to how accurate your particular model is, and I just hate that we're seeing such big positional variance on a per unit basis and then such crazy delta across examples about how accurate everyone is. You hate to spend over $1,000 on something and then kind of just hope that you get lucky, right, in the accuracy department. Take care. Have a great day, and whatever's on your wrist, I hope you enjoy it. Bye-bye.